Point Sublime has a fantastic panoramic view, and you can drive right out to it. Just don't expect to do so in your regular car. For many years, the Park Service kept the Point Sublime Road in good repair, but diminishing budgets brought that to an end a couple of decades ago. Now a four-wheel drive is a must, and a high-clearance vehicle is advisable. If you do venture out to Point Sublime, do yourself a favor and get a backcountry permit to spend the night, preferably in July or August during the monsoon season. The views down into the canyon, extending for 270 degrees, from Grandma Point to the northeast, sweeping past scores of temples, points, and buttes as we swing around through the south, finally all the way to the Powell and Rainbow Plateaus to the northwest, are always spectacular. But in the monsoon season, if you are just a bit lucky, the sky will be spectacular as well. I was very lucky this evening in July of 2008. At first, the sunset was not promising at all. The sun, low in the west, remained hidden behind the clouds, leaving the scene drab and far below its potential. But at the last moment, with the sun just above the western horizon, the sun broke through a narrow band between the clouds and the horizon, casting a lovely yellow light on the Coconino sandstone layer running through the Shiva, Confucius, and Menkes temples off to the east, and even all the way to the Temple of Isis. To the west, Havasupai Point, Mount Huithawali, Huxley Terrace, and Wheeler Point were backlit beautifully by the sun, just about to set behind Powell Plateau. Next morning, the sky was not nearly as dramatic at sunrise, but the first light nicely highlighted the long sequence of South Rim points sweeping past you as you look off to the south. Pima Point, Yuma Point, Kakopa Point, Diana Temple, Hickoria Point, and Paiute Point are all no more than half lit. But swinging further to the west, the upper slopes of Wallapai Point and Havasupai Point are fully lit. The morning sun has not yet reached down to Sagittarius Ridge, arcing below us for over 90 degrees from south to west, though there is just a bit of sun on the knob on top of Scorpion Ridge, just behind it. Nor has the sun reached down to the Tonto platform, or any of the long string of panorama points along the Tonto Trail, curving along the tapied sandstone rim of the inner canyon south of the Colorado River. And we only have a faint view of one spot along the Colorado River at Boucher Rapids in this sunrise panorama, and it is faint in the sunset panorama as well. But we do have a clear view to the river in this panorama, though I'm sure you can tell that it's not a photograph. People have been admiring and artistically rendering the vista at Point Sublime for a long time. The U.S. Geological Service in the early 1880s sent a survey party led by Clarence Dutton to map the Grand Canyon. Dutton, however, wanted to do more and brought along William H. Holmes, a geologist and illustrator. In 1882, following the expedition, Dutton published his famous tertiary history of the Grand Canyon District, illustrated by Holmes, including his famous triptych panorama of Point Sublime, with 3 separate panels displaying the views to the east, south, and west. And that's just what you're looking at here. Holmes's 3 panels fit together nicely end to end, and I've stitched them together and rendered them as a third panoramic view here at Point Sublime for your enjoyment.